On today's episode of How Fucked Up is Fucked Up. That's pretty fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And this would be a very expensive job to get fixed at a shop, so I'm gonna try and do it myself. But I've never done a universal joint, so how hard could it be? Alright, now as much as I love my favorite tool, the hammer, which if this method fails, I'll definitely go to next. Simon at the shipyard suggested I use a C-clamp and just fit it onto here and use the clamp itself to push these cups out of their fittings. Let's see if Simon knows what he's on about. I look really good at this angle, I can tell. Oh, here we go. Oh, like butter. Easy peasy. All right. So not only does he know where to get prawns, he also knows how to pop one of these cups out. That's not good. All right, let's get the other ones out.
Step back, maybe you'll step forward. Had things been different, will you remember my name? What if that redwood bird never sang a plane?
Okay, here goes nothing. Let's see if the truck moves. Don't mind that, the door doesn't work anymore. Oh, we have liftoff. Alright, I'm gonna check it now. Alright, I know I could have just taken that drive shaft out and done it that way, but funny thing about this truck is it's been in and out of the ocean so much, everything underneath is rusted, including this whole frame, which is slowly sagging in on itself. Would you stop licking me in my mouth for a second? I love you very much too, thank you. And so I couldn't actually get the bolts loose in the back. Didn't want to snap anything, didn't want to deal with that, so I just did it all in situ and hopefully it works out. Let's go! Woo! Good morning, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your self-isolation. Check out the view on my... I love these sunrises, it's so good. Looks like our 7-knot summers are already here and I am just stoked. It's starting to get warmer every day, it's starting to get nicer, and it means I've got a lot of work to do. Which is good because I'm supposed to be practicing social distancing and self-isolation, which after the social week I've had last week doing the haul out, I'm kind of into, I'll be honest with you. See, like most YouTubers out there, I'm a bit of a weird dude and I love my alone time. I mean, I drove all the way up to the Arctic Circle just to get away from people. It's been nice being out here on the boat. It is its own form of quarantine, but with the best view on Earth and plenty of work to do, plenty of stuff to keep me busy. So let's get to that. Alright, well, we got a little bit of work done down below. I'm going to jump back to this later, but Simon's offered to take me out for a little bit of fishing. Since it's dead calm right now, perfect conditions, nice and sunny. It's been crappy all day, but it's got turned real good. So we're going to go out and see if we can catch ourselves some dinner, okay?
Think I'm worth the pain. Please take it easy on my lover. She means the world to me. God, I know you'll be. Follow me to North Temple, through the mountains, across the sea.
Oh god, the jokes, they don't end. You should go out with Kenny sometime, dude. The jokes and the stories he tells you wouldn't believe. Womp womp womp.
Do you think I crossed the line? Do you think I drank the wine? Don't pay attention to my brothers. They don't give a damn about me. God, I know you see.
Fish. There he is. You chubby bugger. Leave my fish alone.
Temple, through the mountains, across the sea.
Alright, well, I'm blocking in the shower here and kind of just laying a skeleton and testing everything out. It took me a long time to get this door to where it's actually square and actually like lined up right, which on a boat there are no straight lines. And I'm beginning to think that that's actually a kind of a good thing. So I'm basing my shelves a lot on the stringers that run forward and aft on the hulls of my vessel. And as a result, the stringers actually bend just ever so slightly as the hull shape widens and closes in. So all of my shelves, if I line it up exactly with the stringer, they all have a bit of an angle. But that's not a bad thing on a boat because there's a lot of water on boats. And if you seal up everything and then make a surface perfectly flat, then the water that gets there just sits there and it doesn't pool on one side or another. So it's very difficult to set a drain, for instance, or anything like that. So in the designs I'm making, there's a low point for each of these shelves, and I know that, you know, if water, for instance, the condenser in my heat pump here will produce some water, and I know that if I fasten a drain and then set it up to go down the low side, I know that any water that leaks won't pool somewhere and rot, because I'll have a hole right there where it can drip down and make its way down to the bilge and be pumped out of the vessel. So that is the general idea. It's just a bit hard for the carpenter side of my head to just be okay with things being on a slight angle. I hope that when the head is done, I won't notice it quite so much, or maybe it'll just make me feel like I'm constantly drunk and everything is just a little twisted. But maybe that's boats for you. So it's getting late in the day and I'm not gonna chop any more wood right now. Instead, I'm gonna finish cleaning up that wiring and see if I can't get a little bit of water running on this vessel. Okay, I just powered on the water pressure system for the fresh water and found about 100 leaks. Even the nozzle of my new tap up here, even this nozzle, I mean, all this is loose, so it's just a mess. There's like, luckily it was mostly air, so it's just like air and little bubbles popping out all over the place. It doesn't help that my freshwater system runs at 70 psi. But yeah, not quite ready to do the dishes yet, but this tap is pretty dope. It reminds me of the systems that I had back in all the kitchens I worked at. I wanted something that allowed for real flexibility and also real water savings, so you can turn it on. Oop. Which it's still at pressure. Obviously that's a bit of a, there you go, look at that, a little bit of water coming out, and the, nice. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I think this system's going to take a little sorting out, but I'm very excited about this. I'm going to be able to wash my hands so easily now. It's going to be sick. Ready to go crabbing?
I'm hoping for something.
Hoping for something.
Grabbing the crabbing. Oh, the carapace.
Oh, no.
That's scary. The scarapus.
Scarapus, yeah, fuck that.
Scarapus out of you.
So I haven't talked about it enough in the videos, but I am definitely afraid of crabs and lobsters. I'm trying to conquer my fear, and part of that is going crabbing. It's also part of this, you know, self-sufficiency and everything we're trying to achieve. I'm trying to learn a little bit through my mentor, Lisketian Simon, the better outdoorsman than I, but he's taught me a lot so far, and he's teaching me that crabs aren't that scary. They're not that scary, right, Simon?
No, they're delicious.
Delicious.
They do. It does hurt when they get the claw on you, though.
Oh, how much is it gonna hurt?
When I was a kid, I had a nail taken off by one.
Well, I got nice nails. I don't want to lose any nails.
Oh no, that's how we're learning how to do it properly. The food and went.
That's not great.
No. That's what small crabs probably got in there and got them.
Well,
got the bait.
So far we're not doing so great. No fish, no crab. Alright, well I hope you guys like pasta. Well, off camera we set up the crab trap before out at another island just on the limit here, and we pulled up a few red rock crab. Not like the preferred crab around here. Dungeness is the preferred one, but they're a little harder to get. And the red rock, well, there's a lot of small red rock. And so we got, I think it was like 4 or 5 small red rock crabs. I think only 2 of them were actually the legal limit, so we just let them all go. We'll have to keep plying the waters here and figure out where our magic spot is from what our magic time limit is. But good thing is that Simon's got a freezer full of freezer burnt meats that the crabs love. And we'll be able to continue for a while just on those baits there. We got a crappy day out there today. My episode's already 2 days late. I gotta get this stupid water system running. Let's get this sorted out.
British trenches, soldiers began to sing the tune of all song. Different weapons and the trenches of local were held. Powerful troll paths in season. With a mighty rocket, they engaged the Valencian with their magic slurs from a lifetime of study. This is usually translated as I came, I saw, I conquered. Still spinning.
I've heard that prayers
leadership, the old
can move a mountain. I've seen love fix a broken man. I hope that sorrow can teach a bitter heart to forgive the ones they need. I'm not a preacher, I'm not a saint.
Okay, well, this episode has taken over a week to record. It's been a lot of false starts and not getting it all done, and just kind of, I don't know, I'm a little distracted, I think. But bathroom is soaking wet with paint and epoxy, and I'm happy with the progress I've made. I'm also really happy with this little electrical box that I've decided to change its orientation so it's easier to access. Tucking it behind the washing machine made it almost impossible to do anything, and I've noticed that I have to go back into that electrical cabinet a lot more than I thought I would have to. This is only a DC sub panel to my main panel, and really its only purpose is to handle 12-volt loads down on the starboard side. There's only a total of 240 watts available down there, and for now I don't see myself using anything more than that, so I'm much happier with that hatch and the quick access. I happened to buy that hatch along with all of the porthole windows when I made that big order from China, and so I think I paid about $12 for each of those hatches, and I have two, so I'll put one on the port side eventually as well. But for the time being, I gotta go take somebody for a little walk. Yeah! And wrap this episode up because this has taken way too long to film. So I'll get this episode edited tonight and out to you guys. And I hope you're all being safe and staying staying cozy. I could tell from the analytics that y'all are watching a lot of YouTube. So I'm happy to see some of you guys tuning back in, and I'm grateful to have you here. That's it, that's all. I'm gonna go wash my hands because that's really important. And I'll see you in the next episode.